Hi there, I'm natekokernot and welcome to my channel. I'm currently wrapping up a series on emotions, talking about how they flow and how they sometimes get blocked from their flow. Today I want to introduce the idea of the volcano of emotion. I've observed many people in my life who choose the strategy of learning how to hold their emotions back, perhaps by stuffing them down or perhaps by distracting themselves with other things. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of why people develop these strategies. Ultimately, it's so as not to make waves, not to be the squeaky wheel. It's coming from good intention. On the surface of it, seems like a pretty decent approach to life. It's just that, in my opinion, it doesn't actually result in the outcome desired. Emotions appear to have certain laws, and to contend with them successfully, we need to honor these laws because these aren't the kinds of laws that are bendable. You can either contend with emotions on emotions' terms, or you will continue to struggle against them. The best metaphor I can think of for this is taxes. Most of us find taxes to be very inconvenient to pay, just like emotions are inconvenient to feel. And at the same time, we understand that they do serve a purpose. Our infrastructure would crumble over time if we all chose not to pay them. And also we know that the IRS will be up our ass if we don't. Taxes aren't going away anytime soon. Neither are emotions. They work the way they work, and we can either work with them or against them, and our experience will reflect that choice. The problem with holding our emotions in is that they gain pressure when we do so. Just like a volcano, we are given many safe ways to express them, to move them out, and venting, which was the subject of yesterday's presentation, is one such way. When a volcano's venting system is impeded from working, the pressure builds and the energy finds its way out in often cataclysmic eruptions. I'm suggesting it works this way with emotions. I've spoken about how the safest way to express emotions is by simply witnessing to them. Statements like, "I'm noticing that I'm feeling a lot of anger in my chest right now," are examples of this. It's a statement of fact, if indeed it is a fact, and if I share it, it's about my internal state rather than about what someone else is doing, which isn't going to automatically put the other person in a defensive posture. If the statement is met with validations, like, "Yeah, I can understand why you're feeling upset right now," the emotion usually feels appeased and quickly deflates. If, on the other hand, it's met with something like, "Well, you shouldn't be upset about that, it's no big deal," the emotion usually escalates further. We have all observed this happening thousands of times by now, and yet we still respond to other people's emotions precisely in the way that is assured to ramp up those emotions. Again, it's understandable that under these conditions, many people have opted for the strategy of not expressing emotions at all. But when the low pressure or low intensity emotions are present, the pressure can be easily released with a little vent session. Whereas, if they've been held back, the release of them is less of a controlled situation because there's more pressure. Sometimes it's violent, yes. Sometimes it's just unconscious manipulation or passive aggressiveness. But none of them are very easy to understand for the casual observer. So the mistake these people are making is that in not appreciating how emotions' laws work, they are actually creating much bigger waves, albeit with less frequency. But the bigger wave, the more it will be held, the bigger the wave, the more it will be held in the memories of those around you, and you might start noticing them giving you a lot more space for fear of getting caught nearby during an eruption. We're not really sparing anyone anything by holding back our emotions. We're just building up pressure, and that pressure will be released one way or another because that is how it works. So venting works, and it works best if we do it with certain guidelines, like the ones I spelled out yesterday. Vent with consent, and communicate to the other person first what it is you're hoping they will do in response. Either hold space, offer their perspective, or help with finding a solution. And get their consent for that too. I know this slows down communication to a degree that many of us find inconvenient, but slowing down communication is actually exactly what we need to do. In my opinion, we need to communicate more about communication, and we need to understand and respect emotions' laws and make them a part of the conversation as well. Why? so we can learn that we do have the ability to get along with one another, because we can, and because, frankly, we have to. If you're finding these ideas helpful, please like and subscribe. And I especially appreciate the comments and the feedback if you have any to give. You can find me at my website, miraclereadiness.com, and also at Substack, at natekokernot. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.